Okay, so we're at the Akiyama's house. You have the Prima guide open so you can follow along. That's probably a good idea, actually. Okay, so we're here with the Akiyamas, and I'm going to go ahead and just read you guys the backstory of the Akiyamas. I will put it up on screen so you guys can kind of follow along if you can read it. The writing is very small for this, so, you know, you're going to have to just bear with me. Maybe I'll try and make it full screen for this one because it is very small. How do I make it full screen again? I think it's this one. Okay. So this one is going to be Kato, Jenna, his wife, their twins, Miki and Taku, and then they have a live-in maid whose name is Fang Cho. And I believe he is from The Sims. He's either from The Sims 2 or The Sims 3. I'm not quite sure, but we picked him from one of those two. And I'm not quite sure which one it is. I don't remember off the top of my head, honestly. But anyways, so Kate is a medium household because there is 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you know what? This should actually be hard household because it's above. Oh no, 4 to 6. 4 to 6 is medium. So no, we're just under. That's right. Okay, so it says Kato as a teen was in a friend group with Ido Megumi, his ex-girlfriend, and his now wife, Jenna. Back then he was happy with Megumi until one day she broke it off with him and never gave a reason why. Jenna was a shoulder he cried on for many weeks until one day he again felt that butterfly in his stomach and he saw Jenna in a whole new light. They dated for a few years before he one day at the slopes got down on one knee in the cold snow and asked Jenna to marry him. They moved to the city for a while and eventually found out they were expecting a baby. At the very first ultrasound, though, things weren't as they seemed. They were not only expecting a baby, but it was twins. A year later, and Jenna gave birth to the twins, Miki their daughter, and Taku their son. With being away from family and friends, it was hard to raise twins, so they decided to move back to Mount Komorebi. With being back in their hometown, they decided to buy their dream home to give their kids a better life. Not only that, but they were able to get Miki and Taku into the best boarding school around. Jenna and Kato now have been given the chance to own the family business, Akiyama Keepsakes, since the passing of his parents. Jenna, though, has her eyes set on owning the Pink Dragon, which is the restaurant down the street. Money has been tight since the move, the new school, and especially since leaving their jobs to run the family business. Kato, though, loves Jenna with all his being, so he wants to make her dreams come true and has decided they should try to save as much as possible to buy her the restaurant of her dreams. He also wants to help her because not only does he love her, but he's feeling very guilty. Since about a month or two ago, he ran into his ex Megumi at the onsen bath. She'd asked him to have a coffee with her as she wanted to explain what had happened back when they were teens. Kato agreed as he has always struggled with not knowing why Megumi called off the relationship. He went to have coffee and she told him that her dad had refused her to see him anymore, so she decided it would be best to call off the relationship and try to move on. She continued on to tell him that she never stopped loving him and she hopes he was able to move on. But before he knew it, his lips were locked with hers and things heated up between the two of them, ending with woohooing together. Now the feelings he has for her burn stronger than ever in him. He's never told Jenna about that day because he doesn't want to hurt her as he loves her dearly. Will Jenna find out? Will he choose to stay with her or run away with Megumi, who he believes is his one true love after all? Only time will tell. So this is one of the really juicy kind of backstories for the save file so far. I just want to say, this might be a little spoiler alert, but buckle down because there's going to be quite a few of these stories where they're really juicy and drama filled. And this is one of them. So you're starting out with someone who's literally just cheated on his wife and he's feeling really, really guilty about it. And, so poor Jenna doesn't know, but he's torn in between the two ladies. And he pretty much has to try to make a decision or not make a decision and just keep it a secret. So we don't know if it's ever going to come out that he's actually cheated on her or if she's ever going to find out. We have absolutely no idea. But you can see if you're looking through Kato's stuff that him and Megumi have like a rough like a rough friendship because of how things ended back when they were teens. Though the romance still burns pretty high because he he still has those feelings for her ever since they were teens, and he believes that she was supposed to be his one true love, like the one person that he was supposed to end up with in the end. But then obviously, like I said, she broke off the relationship as teens, left him heartbroken, and then he ended up falling in love with Jenna, whom he's married, has kids with. But he has always wondered in the back of his head, about Megumi and what happened. And then that all happened. And so it's kind of opened up that relationship for him again, in a sense. Like, obviously, those feelings have come rushing back. And now, yeah, he was kind of upset with her, but that has kind of like started to dwindle now that they've been together. So we don't know what's going to happen, or if anything, is going to happen from that night. We have no idea at this point. And again, this is like where it's going to be different for everybody. So some people are going to make him go with Megumi. Some people are going to have him stay with Jenna. Some are going to like let him be between the two of them. Who knows? But this is kind of like another one of those points where people almost get to choose it for themselves, and that's kind of what we want. We don't want to always have it so linear where you can only go like one way. We want to open like multiple doors for you to choose between. So Megumi here is not Megumi, Kato here is in a little bit of a pickle, and hopefully he makes the best decision for him and his family. That's all I can say. And then we have Jenna, who is just innocent and as beautiful as ever. Seriously, she's really pretty. So, yeah. Let me change her also to her everyday, because she's wearing like some weird clothes. But this is what she looks like in her everyday clothes. And then this is his everyday clothes. I did their makeover. Oh my goodness. I did their makeovers myself, so I'm really happy with them. And I also built this amazing home, which you guys saw on a YouTube video, which I'm very happy with. I think it looks amazing. I absolutely love this house. It took me so much time to build this house only because I'm a modern style kind of person, you know what I mean? So this was kind of out of my comfort zone, but once I got into it, once I did it, I felt really good about it. I think it looks amazing, and I'm really happy with how it came out. I think the garden is like really beautiful, and I just love that they have like the wind chimes and this like water rain thingy that they're supposed to have here. And then they have like balconies and stuff. Plus, this is a household that has a car as well, so that's kind of cool. And I don't know, I just really like this house. I think it came out really, really pretty. So anyways, the first thing we need to do for these guys, because the save file isn't technically set up for modded version, we need to set up the Akiyamas to be ready for the modded version. So he needs to be 10 days in, she needs to be 15, and then Fang needs to be 3. So we've got 10 for Kato. I just want to make sure they're all their ages and stuff are right. 10. She should be, I think it said 15 days in. Was that what it was? Yeah, 15 days in, and then he should be 3. Oh, and this is their live-in maid, by the way. I know we haven't really talked about him much, but he's here. He doesn't really have a storyline, unfortunately, for this family. It's more about, the storylines are more for the actual families. If there's extra people living there, then they're kind of just like an extra person. So their religion is actually going to be Taoism. So that's how that's going to work. And we are going to set Kato to be a retail therapist as his aspiration. So let's go ahead and swap him over to that. If you're playing unmodded, he'll be doing world famous celebrity. But for us, he is going to be doing retail therapist, which I'm assuming is, what is that under? Fortune? Yes, fortune, I believe. Yes, retail therapist. So he needs to personally ring up 200 customers, which is why we have him running his like family business. That's why we pretty much chose that line for him. And then we have Jenna, who is going to be a restaurateur. And that's why, you know, she has the dreams of becoming, she wants to run like the restaurant or whatever. So she is going to do that, which is to own a restaurant or own a restaurant rated 5 stars. So she needs to have a 5-star restaurant as a restaurateur. And then we have Feng Cho, and he is going to do Soul's Journey Part 1, which I don't even remember what this is that he's supposed to be doing. I feel like it's like an occult one or something. I have no idea. Soul's Journey. What is that under? Let's see. It's one of the modded ones, of course. I'm just looking for what it is because I don't remember. Let's see. Soul's Journey. If we don't find it, he'll have to stay with whatever he has. Soul's Journey. Here it is. Complete Soul's Journey until you reach the Dream Fulfilled rank. So the Dream Fulfilled rank is this one. So he has to complete like his undiscovered goals all the way up until this one here. So he's got a lot of stuff to do. Okay, so all of that is set. I need to make sure that Kato is fortune, Jenna is pleasure, and Fang is popularity. And I'm pretty sure they are popularity. She's supposed to be, what did I say? I don't see one for Jenna. Pleasure. I don't see pleasure for her. And I'm not sure why. Because I know I've done them. Where's pleasure? Here it is. Okay, she's got hers now. And then Kato should have fortune. Does he not have fortune? I feel like some things are deleting and I don't know why. But I know that I put these in here, so I don't know why he doesn't have it. But he doesn't, so we're going to give him fortune. Okay, all of that is set. I did see their extra traits, but we can triple check them. So for Kato, he should have responsible, top-notch infant. Let's see. I see top-notch infant. I see responsible. Idea person. Yes. Okay, that's all he has. And then Jenna needs to have argumentative, happy infant. Argumentative, happy infant. Caught 'em all in high self-esteem. Caught 'em all, which is modded. And oh, she doesn't have high self-esteem. Okay, so we're gonna give her that quickly. I thought she had that as well, but we'll give her this. There it is. Okay, and that's all she has, so that was the only one missing for her. And then Feng Cho needs insensitive, happy infant. Insensitive, happy infant. Happy toddler, headstrong. Happy toddler. Headstrong. Low self-esteem and iconic. Low self-esteem and iconic. Okay, so he's got everything he needs, which is fantastic. For jobs, they're going to be... I don't believe that any of them are going to be doing anything different because technically they're running restaurants and things and we're not swapping any of those people because it wouldn't make sense. So they're both running retail and restaurant, and then Feng Cho is technically listed as unemployed, but he is technically like unemployed though he runs the he runs all of the stuff here at the house. So he's technically not really unemployed. He's just employed by the Akiyamas. So he's not going to like get a full-time job or anything. Okay, then the last thing I want to show you is they each have their own clubs. So she is running the Slopey Joes, which is a Mount Komorebi snow activities club. There's gonna be a couple of clubs. I want to show you guys something I've really worked hard on in the last couple of days, especially. And this is kind of like off topic, so please do forgive me. But it's something kind of important. So I know that on your guys' spreadsheet, you're not going to see it like this, but I've been working on our clubs. And so these are all of the clubs that are going to be in the save file. There's a bunch of them for each of the different, like categories of One True Hobbies. So like science, music and dance, sports, whatever. On this sheet here that I've started making, this is going to be kind of really cool. So we're going to have a schedule where certain clubs are going to meet on certain days of the week. So like say you're playing a science club and it's Amelia Ernest's club and it's the Chess Legends. They're going to meet say on Sundays at 8 to 9 or 8 to 10 in the morning or whatever. And then, you know, like another club will meet after that or whatever. But then once you're done with that meeting, you'll be able to tick this off for the round. And then you're only going to have each club meet once per round. The only people that need to live near the club, so like if it's like in Mount Komorebi, the only people that for us that need to live there is like the leader of the club. Otherwise, everyone else just kind of like joins you at your location. That's kind of what our thought process is here. So as long as the leader lives near the area of the club, then you'll be good. But there's going to be so many clubs in the save file. There's going to end up being about 136 at this point in the save file of different clubs that will be meeting throughout the years of you playing. So that could be really fun. And it's based on rotation. So technically you'll have 4 whole years in game to do the rotations, because I think the rotations are going to take you about 4.5 sim years to complete. Okay, 4.5 sim years, because there's a lot of families. So yeah, I've been really going through this really hard, trying to get it worked out for everybody so that everybody can see it. But there's gonna be about, we'll say about 140 clubs in the game to start. And those are based off of like Sims 2 clubs kind of thing, or like sub hobbies or hobbies, whatever. So that's going to be really fun to kind of play out, and you're going to have like a bunch of different ones. So one of them is going to be the Slopey Joes, and it's going to be run by Jenna Akiyama. We have Kato's, which he is the Skitty Skaters, and he already has another person in his because it just happened that when we made these people, they both ended up in the same club. So Kato actually has someone in his club with him. It's Thorn Bailey. And then Feng Cho is actually going to run his own club, which is going to be called the Ivy Ticklers. And he is doing piano. So he is playing the piano for his club and hopefully going to have a good time doing that. Okay, so we start out with only 609 simoleons to our name. We do not have very much money at all to start this household. And we are definitely going to have some fun with this household because we all know there's drama already. So the first thing we need to do, it says Jenna and Kato are both Taoists, and that's their religion. And when they practice their religion, they will need to meditate. So have them both spend an hour in game meditating. Now, I would assume that they would get up about 6 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to actually send them to bed like 6:30, I think. So I'm going to actually have them go to bed for a little bit. So if I haven't even shown you the house, but the downstairs, this is what it looks like. Let me put the walls up for you. So there's your numbers on the front of your house. This is where you walk in. You've got like your shoes here. I actually have, I think they've now actually made these where you can choose, like, do they wear slippers? Do you allow shoes? Do you remove shoes? I have it set to remove the shoes because I think where Mount Komorebi is set and where these guys are meant to be from, I don't think they allow shoes in the home, but I might be wrong. But this is one of the households that I have it set for. They have like a little living room here. They have the piano here, which I think their kids would just like learn piano on their own free time. But we did kind of put it in a little bit more for Feng Cho because he really likes the piano, so it makes sense for him. There's also a really nice fireplace. They've got the Woohoo game here. And just like a nice table. This also, if you click on this, Yes, you can enable an emotional aura, and it's a romantic aura. So if you want them to be romantic, this will help. This is their dining room table, their everyday dining room table. They have a couple of bar stools here in the kitchen, and this is like their kitchen area. This is an outdoors seating area, and there's also a little grilling area that mostly Fang Cho will be using. There is a second kitchen here, which is like an offset kitchen where they have all their appliances. Their washer and dryer is here. This is also where Fang Cho will be sleeping right next to. And he has his own private bath here. This is the room that is off of the driveway, which is like the utilities space. So we're actually going to go ahead and turn on their thermostat. Why does it say issue detected? Hopefully that'll fix. This is their formal dining space. And they do have a full bath here as well. Well, not, yeah, it's full. It has a shower in it. Then if you go upstairs, I love the names of the clubs as well. Some of them are really silly. There's like a seating area here where you could read from the bookshelf, but it looks down over the living room, which I think is beautiful. So like the music of the piano will like come up here and it'll be relaxing to hear. And then this here is the little boy's room, Taku. This is his bedroom. And then this here is our little Miki's bedroom. Once they become teens, they will come home. They do have kid stuff in them because I thought they would have decorated them for them being children. And before they left for school, they would have used these items. Now they don't use them anymore, like at the time, because they're off at boarding school. So it's just like a little sentimental moment kind of thing. This is the bathroom that the kiddos share. They have a shower and a bathtub, of course. This is the little desk that they have. And they also have a little seating area for some gaming. So the kiddos can play some games. This staircase leads up to mom and dad's room, which is all it leads to. So this is mom and dad's bedroom. This is the spots where they're going to do their meditation in the mornings. And then they have their own ensuite bath with a shower and a tub. They also have a toilet and all of the decorations in the worlds. They also have a double closet. So one side for her, one side for him. And I made sure to put windows in there so it gets good light in the morning. So that is the entire house for these guys. And of course, their beautiful backyard, which I am so proud of. So I am just going to say that myself, and I'm going to give myself a pat on the back because I am really happy with how it came out. I think this house is absolutely stunning, and I would absolutely live here. If someone asked me to, I'd be like, heck yeah. All right, so we're going to have him finish up these veggie burgers because we may want the grill. So I'm going to have him just finish them up and put them away. Oh my goodness. Are we going to have this issue again where we can't cook? Because that's going to be really annoying. He's a poser. Oh, from the Celebrity Home Lot trait. That's right. Okay, so he's finishing up these veggie burgers while the two of them head upstairs to go to sleep for a little bit. I don't want it to be long, but maybe like 6:30, I would say, maybe. When we're doing the Prima guides, keep in mind that we're thinking that they're waking at 8 in the morning. So it's okay if they don't wake up any earlier than 8. I'm also going to let him go ahead and grab a serving and then put these away because he's still awake. No, don't grab 2 servings. Jeez. But we're kind of basing off of 8 o'clock in the morning. So just trying to keep that in mind. Oh, the club names get so much better. By the way, some of them get so much better. It's going to be great. When you find out some of these names, you're going to be like, oh my gosh. One of them being that we came up with just the other day. And I give full credit to Psycho for coming up with this one because he totally did. But the one is called Wet Like a Jet and it's ocean activities. So, I mean, no. You're supposed to be sleeping. What are you doing? Go to sleep. But that's one of them. Don't be attracted to your maid. What the heck is wrong with you? Okay, all lights. Oh, does he find her breathtaking as well? Interesting. Oh, yeah, he does. Wet like a jet. Or life's a beach, you know? Okay, we're gonna have you go to bed, I think, too, for a little bit. Maybe until close to, like, I don't know. Maybe we'll have them wake up at 7 and start their day. Oh, he's gonna have laundry to do. We have so many good ones. We just keep coming up with more and more and more. We're trying to make them fun names, too. We're not trying to be, like, boring, you know. We don't want to be boring, snoring boring. So, we're working on it. Okay, so we're going to have them come over here, and I don't know that they can use these, so I was a little bit concerned how I placed them. So this will be the first time trying them. If they don't, we will have to note down that they can't actually access them, so we'll have to keep that in mind. Everyone is getting sick right off the bat. It's kind of annoying. Just want to clear the save file of, like, all the sickness in the worlds. Okay, so they work. And we're going to go ahead and nab a photo of them meditating in their Taoists. So I would assume they're like praising their gods or whatever they do while meditating. This laundry is ruining the photos. So, yeah. Okay, so also we left Jenna with her stretch marks. And we want to give people who have had like a ton of kids, like multiple kids, or people who have multiples, as in AKA twins, triplets, or more. We want to make it where they all have kind of stretch marks because it's realistic that they would have stretch marks. So we have to let them do this for an hour. So it will be until, I think they sat down at like 7:10. So we'll let them go until like 8:10, and then we're going to take care of their hygiene and stuff, because that's important. You'll be doing this with them a lot because Taoism, they pray every morning. So you will be spending at least an hour, a bit at a time, working on this one skill. But I think it's kind of nice for them to kind of just get like a relaxation moment in the morning. It's not like get up and go kind of thing. You get like 1 hour to like set yourself up to be ready to take care of all the Sims in the household or whatever, depending on how many's here, could make a difference too. So we wanted to really add in the religions to kind of help bring in like everybody around the world as well. Okay, so we're getting close to 8:10. And they're having a good time while doing it. They're taking some deep breaths, getting ready for their day. It's going to be a busy one. I really think Kato needs this more than Jenna, but you know, we're just going to go with it. I'm going to let her take the bath, and I'll have him use the toilet when she's done with it, and then I'll have him take a shower. I'm going to let him do this a little bit longer because we all know that he's feeling a little stressed. So it would be nice for him to have a little bit of extra time to really take some deep breaths and try to like compose himself for the day, especially with feeling as stressed as he's been feeling about everything that's been going on. I think a couple of extra moments to work on this is a good idea for him. So we are going to let them both go ahead and take care of their needs. Go ahead and stop meditating. He's like, gosh, I don't know if I should. Okay, so the next thing, while they're doing that, let's look at the Prima Guide again and see what we need to do. For the Prima Guide, that is not the Prima Guide. For the Prima Guide, it says, have Feng Cho make the Akayamas their sushi and tea for breakfast. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and get the Akayamas some sushi and tea. And we need to make sure that he can make sushi and tea. So let's have him climb out of bed, for one. For two, I think he can make tea in this. Tea and hot water. You can pour a drink. Oh, we need to boil the kettle. That's what he needs to do. He wants to get to know Kato. That's a good idea. And he really needs to go potty. But we need to make some sushi. Can we make sushi in this game? I really hope we can. Serve breakfast. Maybe we just cook. We'll go potty, buddy. Go potty. Let's do cook. Let's see if he can make sushi. Maybe we just do it by name, so it's in order. So we just find S and see if it's under it. I don't see sushi. Let's say seafood. There's fish tacos, fried fish, or pan-fried tilapia. We might need to do fried fish. Let's do pan-fried tilapia. Let's do a family serving of that for them. It's not sushi, but it's the best we're going to get. And then I will let him go to the potty when he's done. So then he can use the potty. Okay? And once they're done in the bathroom, I'm going to have them come sit down here at the table. And I'm going to have him come sit at the table as well. They're getting themselves all cleaned up and ready for their day. While Fang Cho is down here being busy. So I am going to go ahead and get a photo of Fang Cho cooking. Because he is such a good maid. He's like a live-in butler almost, if you think about it. But he's cooking up their stuff. He also boiled their water for their tea. Tea and hot water. We're going to do... Let's do... World's Finest Hot Water. Spiced sparkling apple cider. Bee tea. Ooh, Black Dragon. Let's do that. We'll get the Black Dragon. Okay, so we're going to put this on the table for them. He just had to go potty quick. All right, Kato's here first. Girl, you're supposed to be coming down and sitting. Okay, can you sit here? Oh, she's coming. Okay. No. No. You sit. And you sit. He's getting it. You guys just be patient. Sit down. Sit. 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 Okay, I'm going to have them grab a serving together. Grab a serving. What does he want to do? No, we're not doing that right now. Okay, does he have... Can he serve them cups of this? How does this work? Oh, he's still brewing it. Okay, hold on. He's still brewing it. Take a serving. There we go. He's serving up the tea. Okay, so this one can go to Kato. And then we're going to do another one. A Black Dragon for her. So we will have Kato go ahead and drink his tea. Jenna and Kato, can you guys sit down? They just won't sit down. They just have to be up and about. They just can't do it. Okay, and then I'm going to let him get some tea for himself. I'm going to let him get a Black Dragon as well and let him drink it. I think it might help them with their sicknesses. Okay, if she could just sit down. Love of goodness. Okay, there we go. Tea and some pan-fried tilapia for breakfast. Sounds delish. Okay, buddy, you can go ahead and drink that. Go ahead. Where are you going? You're supposed to be eating. Gosh. Oh, she wanted to sit across from him. She changed her mind. Oh, my goodness. This is musical chairs. Just sit down and eat. It's not this big of a deal. For God's sake, please. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I think they've gotten up from the table more times than longer than they've actually sat here. Okay, so that is helping them combat their illness. So we're going to go ahead and clean it up. And he obviously will clean up their dishes as well. He's not going to make them do that. That's what he's paid for. Now, you will have these two, if you have the S&P bills or bank or whatever, you will be on Sundays sending him money we're playing them on a Monday to start, so he's not actually going to do that. I think they're supposed to send it to him every time you play as them, though. So he's supposed to technically like get it on a Sunday, like a stipend, kind of in The Sims 3. But technically, they're just gonna send it to him every time you play as them. So at the end of that rotation, then you'll send him the money. So these guys will eventually get to that point, but we're not at that point quite yet. Okay, good. No, you don't clean up. Okay, so the next thing on our list says, for the Prima Guide, Kato has only recently started running the family business. Make sure you take both him and Jenna to the lot and open the shop to make money to pay off the loan they had to take to send their twins, Miki and Taku, to boarding school. Okay, so now if we go to the spreadsheet real quick, I want to show you the finances kind of aspect. So let me take you over to that to show you kind of where you can see how much money they're in debt and stuff. So if you're on this sheet looking at the Sims, you want to click on the info money at the bottom, find the Akayamas on the left. And if you look at Kato, he has 35,430 in loans. So this is how much money he has to pay off. Whether you decide to like set this somehow in game, maybe you keep note of it on those little notepads that I told you about in game. Like if they make a payment or whatever, you write it down and then you write like a tally of like what you're down to or whatever. You just got to keep track of it somewheres so that you know how much they owe. I personally am going to end up giving them actual loans of this amount where they actually have to pay it. It'll come up with interest and whatever, but that's going to be later on in the rotations for me. It's not going to happen in the first one. So the first one is just about doing the Prima Guide, and then the second one will be you just play through as you want to from the storyline that was already given to them. So that will start happening on the second rotation. This rotation is all about making the money and saving the money, but he does need to get some money because they are very heavily in debt. Maybe not so much as the Aether family, which is like 85,000 or whatever, but being 35,000 in debt, and some of this is also of renovations. It's not all about the kids going to school. I think the kids going to school cost them like, I think it's 7,500 per child. So it costs them, about what, 14-ish, 15-ish thousand. So the rest of this is probably it's renovations from the family home, and the fact that they needed to do renovations to the lot to get it up to code and everything because it was kind of old, and they wanted to give it their own kind of like feel and touch to the lot. So they've renovated the home lot, the store, and now they need to kind of make the money back so they can get another kind of like business loan out so they can get Jenna into her restaurant. So that's kind of where this family is sitting. They're kind of a little bit in debt. So once they're done drinking their tea, we're going to head off to the first family-owned business. We've not done a family-owned business quite yet. So this will be your first one that you'll play with the businesses and hobbies, of course, or retail, whatever. But yeah, so this will be good. Okay, so he is going to clean up. He's also going to put away the food for us, and things should be good. I don't know where she's off to. She thinks she's got to go take a nap because she's feeling tired. But it's time to actually have them head off. So they're going to actually head off to their lot. Now they live here. If you move down to this one with the orange symbol, their thing is here. Know that all of the lots in Mount Komorebi will be written in Japanese first. Now, we're not sure that this translation of Japanese is 110% perfect. We do have to use a translation on Google. So if it's not right and you guys know exactly how to say it, please let us know. Otherwise, please bear with us because we're doing our best. Just like the pink dragon is like this. And we have the onsen bath, which is called Tranquil Waters. So all three of these lots are already renovated. And like I said, we're doing our best here to translate them into Japanese just to make it a little bit different because it's a different kind of world. Now, if you're traveling from inside one world like Mount Komorebi, there's not you don't have any steps. So you can travel there immediately. So we're going to go to their retail store and it's just going to be Kato and Jenna. And we're going to do that. I don't think we need to bring Fang with us. I don't remember seeing that we had to bring Fang with us. No. Okay, so we're just going with the 2 of them. So we'll go there with the 2 of these guys.